Savage, unfiltered.
And I'm thrilled to be back in this beautiful Commonwealth at the legendary Mon Valley Works urban plant with the proud Pennsylvania patriots who are the heart and soul of U.S. Steel. A strong steel industry is not just a matter of dignity or prosperity and pride. It's above all a matter of national security. We're here today to celebrate a blockbuster agreement that will ensure this storied American company stays an American company. It's going to stay an American company. The golden age of America has only just begun, and together we are going to make America great again, greater than ever before. With the help of patriots like you, we're going to produce our own metal, unleash our own energy, secure our own future, build our country, control our destiny, and we are once again going to put Pennsylvania steel into the backbone of America like never before.
Ben Richards, 35, married, one child, in medical crisis.
We need money for a doctor now.
Ben, watch yourself.
Employment status, blacklisted. But there's still a way out for you. It's the biggest show in the country.
Bloodlust is our birthright! Set it free! Welcome to the Running Man!
People on these games never come back.
I'm not trying to get myself killed, so kiss my ass twice.
Right there is why you can win this game. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days with the entire nation hunting you down. And get your family out of Slumside for good.
I'm gonna come back here and burn this building down. I promise.
That's the spirit.
This is America, goddammit! And we don't put up with no bullshit! Yes! Hunt him down! Stop filming me!
Have you ever wondered if this game is rigged?
Guess we'll find out.
You might be moving up too fast.
Hey, buddy. You're on Freebie.
Yeah, yeah! You better run! I got a grenade!
Back at you.
I'm still here, you shit eaters. Hey, big boys!
Are you crazy?
Hey guys, what is going on? What is going on, guys? Welcome to the show. Welcome, guys. Where to start with this week, guys? I want to talk about a lot of different things here on the show today. I'm going to call this episode News Mix, right? There's a lot to talk about, you know, with the House Majority Leader Scalise basically now saying that Trump, our best closer on Mega Bill. And what do they mean by this, guys? Well, let's take a look into what that actually means. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, right, this past Wednesday said that President Trump will have an active role as the House works to approve his one big beautiful bill. Now, this was said towards the earlier of this week, which a lot is coming in, guys. You have the debate over the tax cut and the spending of the of this mega bill, or what other people are coming to calling it, the one big beautiful bill, right? So, a lot of positivity coming out of this, not negativity. If you're hearing that it's gonna destroy our economy, it's gonna create a deficit, guys, you're listening to the wrong set of people. Seriously, put the book down and listen to others besides ridiculous CNN and MSNBC and all that nonsense, guys. Literally, because it's nonsense. Seriously. Now, the debate over this tax cut, okay, which actually returned to the House after the Senate passed the actual bill this past Tuesday, went back into open debate. Okay? And GOP leaders were trying to persuade some conservative members to accept the proposal and meet Trump's self-imposed July 4th deadline, which I believe, it has more or less. But, I mean, there's a lot to talk about that, guys. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about other things, guys. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Got a lot to talk about on today's show, guys.
Welcome back to a podcast not like the rest, where we deliver nothing but savaged and uncut content.
Where did I go?
From a Loft-style studio in Tampa, brings a show so raw and uncut we mean.
No filter, unsavaged, unfiltered, savaged.
Savage.
So where do we go here from this big beautiful bill, guys? Upon arriving at the Capitol this past Wednesday, Steve Scalise was asked about Trump's role in trying to convince the party hardliners who are angry that the bill does not significantly cut spending and increases the debt ceiling by $5 trillion to basically accept the deal. Now, I want to get more into that. Okay? Which, before I go into that, guys, I do want to comment that the president continued to play a very active role in helping us get the votes. Scalise told Newsmax's Duchat, I mean, he's taking to individual members. Even when the bill was in the Senate, you had some individual members that wanted some changes in the Senate, calling the president to help get the support for those changes, and some of those changes were implemented. So, the president from day one has been our best closer, and he's going to continue to be through the day. Scalise also refused to say how many votes Republicans were shy of guaranteeing the bill's passage, because it did pass with a 51-50 majority vote, 50 saying no from the Democratic Party and 50 saying yes from the Republican Party, with a small nose coming as well towards the Republican Party in the other direction as well. The one to basically make that tiebreaker was the president of the Senate, Vice President J.D. Vance, that made the outcome possible. So, with that being said, Scalise also went into saying that we're talking to individual members in small groups, he said. We're not having a full conference today. Now, Scalise's House GOP leadership colleagues were also looking to Trump and the White House to sway Freedom Caucus members, even going into threaten to vote against the mega bill. Now, the conservatives say that the Senate passed the bill and the legislation would add more than $600 billion to the deficit as compared to the bill most of them supported this past May. So that says a lot, folks. That says a lot. Now, the sense is the White House needs to deliver this Freedom Caucus, which is the project of the day. And this was told by a source of Politico. Now, the caucus members say that the Senate version violates a House budget framework negotiated with Speaker Mike Johnson that also links the amount of tax cuts to the amount of spending cuts. Okay. Which also a group of Republican moderates in states such as Pennsylvania, New York, and North Carolina are concerned about more demanding cuts to the state providing taxes that fund Medicaid. And then we can go into that whole Medicaid bullshit, guys, with they think that it's going to strip Medicaid. Guys, I have to go there with you, okay? It's not going to necessarily strip Medicaid. It is going to put harsh requirements on those that can just, go to a simple Medicaid office or their simple computers or devices at home and basically commit to the scam that a lot of them have been doing for years. It's going to put requirements in, okay? It's going to basically put screening backgrounds in, okay? From prior to all this, guys, people were just able to, get Medicaid and not be properly screened. Well, this bill will do the opposite. It will screen out those individuals that want to obtain Medicare or apply for Medicare or Medicaid. So the requirements are there, and I give a full hat tip of support to President Trump and members of Congress and the Senate for implementing this procedure. Now, with that being said, okay, the moderates that were meeting with Trump at the White House, which they had done this past Wednesday morning, said that any changes to the bill made by the House would require the bill to return to the upper chamber for approval. So any type of updates, right, or moderations, right, that would need an approval from the upper chamber of the Senate, right? Obviously. And of course, the Congress has a lot to do with this as well, too. So that needs to be put in. Okay. I wanted to talk about that because it seems to be a lot of confusion with this, with this big, beautiful bill and everything going forward. And other news, Trump is seeking the okay to fire Dems on Consumer Commission. What's that all about? Well, let's look into this, guys. The Trump administration said on this past Wednesday, which requested that the Supreme Court lift the order of a federal judge who reinstated 3 Democrat members of the Consumer Product Safety Commission, also known as CPSC, who were fired by the president, Donald Trump. The administration also requested that the court give an immediate order to permit the firings to go forward over the objections of lawyers for the commissioners. In its filing to the Supreme Court, the Justice Department said that the president has the power to fire independent agency board members, citing a rule a May ruling in which the Supreme Court said injunctions ordering the reinstatement of members of the National Labor Relations Board and Merit Systems Protection Board. Now, this was citing the government's likelihood, folks, of success on the merits and the effort of the repeated removal and reinstatement of officers during the pendency of this litigation. Guys, I got a lot to talk about on this here. I want to get into this, guys, but I got to get a quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these short words.
Savage. Unfiltered.
Addington is a story about a small town in New Mexico.
It's the summer of 2020. COVID is in full effect. But, you know, Ari's version, reading the script, I was like, you son of a bitch. The guy that put me through Hereditary and Midsummer, I was in heaven.
It was one of those experiences I knew I wanted to be a part of it immediately.
I think he's the greatest director of our generation.
Love his writing so much, and Ari has a deep talent for turning things on their head.
He's the funniest guy I know, makes adjustments spontaneously on set. So I just was like, well, I just want to keep working with him. And then Pedro showed up, and there was like this whole new energy.
They're your streets, Sheriff. They're your streets to keep safe, and where is your mask?
Joaquin is the sheriff. I'm the current mayor, and I'm running for re-election.
We're watching these two men compete, exacerbated by lockdown.
6 feet.
I wanted to make a really good film about the Southwest. I'm from New Mexico. My family still lives there. The Western is a very interesting genre to me. It's very much about the heroic myth of America, but it's also contending with the ugly truth of America. Every character is living in a different reality, and they all distrust each other completely.
The powder keg just explodes into something that's so surprising.
People are going to be looking here now.
It's one of those that you don't want to escape. You want to allow it to grip you and take you on the roller coaster.
It really will.
It felt dangerous to me in all the right ways.
People want to go into the theater and see in its full glory.
It's one of the most fun things I've shot.
Cut!
Hi. You might think I'm real, but I'm not. The team at Waymark created me.
And you can too. No studio, just your vision and a few clicks.
A platform that makes ads as bold as this shot.
Because we know each customer is different. Some may want to shout their message out loud.
And some prefer a quieter approach.
We know that you have a story. But now you've got a crew.
LeBron, are the retirement rumors true? What's next?
Glass, late, bucket, bank. Just bust the move. There you go, King.
Okay. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Oh, Lord.
Is he okay?
S'more time! Run!
LeBron, what's next?
Whatever it is, it's going to be a big deal.
In the last presidential election, Donald Trump won the state of North Carolina by just over 3 points. Now, to be clear, North Carolina has not gone for a Democrat since Barack Obama in 2008. When you look beyond the presidential results, Democrats pretty much ran the table in North Carolina last year. Democrat Josh Stein won the governor's race by nearly 15 points. A Democrat won the state attorney general's race. Democrats flipped the lieutenant governor's office and the office of the superintendent of public instruction, which is a very important job. It's the state's top education official. Republicans lost their supermajority in the legislature, meaning they can no longer reliably override vetoes from the Democratic governor. And the only real bright spot for North Carolina Republicans was the state auditor's race, which Republicans won for the first time in 20 years.
Oh, hold on.
Which also probably explains why Republicans in the state legislature promptly set about stripping powers from the governor and attorney general, both Democrats, and handing those powers to the newly Republican state auditor. North Carolina's Republicans' frantic scramble after a string of losses probably ought to be setting off alarms for Republicans at the national level about just how tenuous their hold on the Tar Heel state really is. And yet, instead of shoring up support for North Carolina's few remaining Republican statewide elected officials, Donald Trump has essentially pushed North Carolina's Republican senior senator into giving up his seat. The announcement from Tom Tillis this weekend that he will oppose Trump's spending bill, which he says will put Medicaid coverage for over 600,000 North Carolinians at risk, followed by Trump's attacks on Tillis, and then Tillis's decision not to run for re-election next year, that creates a wide open Senate race in 2020.
Yeah. Let me stop it right there, guys. Okay, she's forgetting to add that it's not going to strip people, able-bodied people that need Medicaid, right, such as seniors and others that are on the program. It's going to strip Peppermint Patty. You should be really telling you this, Jen Psaki. You should be really saying the truth. It's going to strip people that are abusing the system, that don't belong on Medicaid or Medicare for that matter. State the facts. Why are you not afraid to say that? Or why are you afraid to say that for that matter? Maybe I should be saying that, right? And then she goes into more of this here, guys. Check this out. This is more of what she's saying here. It gets even worse.
2026. In a state where Democrats did very well in the last election, where one Democratic congressman has already announced to run for the seat Tillis is leaving, and where a very popular two-term Democratic governor, Roy Cooper, may also be gearing up to run. We'll see.
I can at least tell you across the 50 counties that we're doing this rural tour that the North Carolina Democratic Party has embarked on since the beginning of the summer throughout eastern North Carolina. What I've heard from a lot of folks on the ground is that they would be really excited to see Governor Cooper enter this race. I think the party's job is to always think about how do we best support the candidate. You know, a Democratic Party is the operation that the candidate drives their cars on. We are the road in which they drive their cars on. And so I want to make sure the roads and the areas to get out to.
Did I hear that right? The Democrat Party is the Democrat Party that gets the car out so it can drive the wheels on. Oh my God. Guys, it gets worse. It gets worse than this. You got to check this video out here with now well, it doesn't get worse. It actually gets better. What am I saying? With consumer product safety commission members say they are being fired by President Trump. Well, that gets better, but it gets worse for them. But you got to check this video out, guys. Check this out.
Tonight, we're learning the Trump administration has fired 2 commissioners with the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Well, a third commissioner says he has lost all access to his work. Atlanta News First investigator Anastasia Olmos live at 5. And Anastasia, will this have an impact on families?
Well, what we know, the Democrat-appointed commissioners say these firings came just 45 minutes after they stood up against DOJ investigators that they say were planning to cut more positions.
Stood up
they and a
to
few
DOJ
Congress members
investigators.
hosted a call this afternoon saying that, in fact, these firings are a matter of life and death for American families. Now, what they mean by that is products like this, toy water beads, which our national investigative team recently found babies have ended up in the hospital after ingesting them. The Consumer Product Safety Commission was instrumental in looking into the toys' dangers and pushing to ban them. They issue recalls just like this and warnings like this daily. Right now, working to stop the sale of e-bike lithium batteries they say are blowing up and killing people. They're also suing Amazon, they say, to hold the platform responsible for items it sells that may injure families.
The American people can't afford to lose any more members of staff at this agency who are already stretched thin, stopping products that could kill babies in their sleep, that could give kids lead poisoning, that could strangle older Americans.
Now, while the commissioners say that the firings are illegal because they are an independent agency, the White House press secretary said today that President Donald Trump has the authority to fire anyone in the executive branch. Now, those Congress members that were on the call today said they will be challenging this. But overall, the commissioners say that DOJ is making cuts within the agency, but we have not heard that this is officially shutting down any of its operations or investigations.
I got to look that up. I'm not well aware of that, guys. Let me look that up for a minute, guys. Bear with me. Can the president fire anyone in the executive branch? Okay. And here's what it says, guys. And I'm going to read this because I wasn't aware of this, and I want to make sure I'm stating some stuff here that's factual information. And it's just a general search that I did here. Okay, and the search that came up here says, generally, the president can remove most high-level executive branch officials, but there are exceptions and limitations. The president's removal power is primarily derived from the Constitution, of course. But Congress can also create laws that limit the power for certain positions. So, with that being said, here are some key points about the president's removal power, folks. Broad authority. The president has broad authority to remove those who serve at their discretion, such as cabinet members and other high-level political appointees. For cause limitations, Congress can create laws requiring for cause removal for certain positions, meaning that the president must have specific reason, like misconduct, to remove the official. Okay? That's broad authority. And also for cause limitations. Let's go into independent agencies. Okay? The president's power to remove heads of independent agencies like the Federal Trade Commission or the Federal Communications Commission is often limited, and they may require for cause removal according to the Cato Institute. All right. Now, these are judges. I'll go with judges here, and then it's a whole lengthy thing, guys. You can actually look this up, information up within a government website under this particular topic we're discussing here with broad authority and independent agencies. It's all on there, guys, at whitehouse.gov. There's other websites you can look this up too, guys, but this also goes with judges too. Now, judges, including those in the Supreme Court, are not subject to presidential removal and can only be removed through impeachment by Congress. So that's the only thing that's different, folks. But the president does have executive order and power to remove anyone he sees that is creating some type of misconduct in their position of role. So just wanted to put that out there, guys. Just wanted to put it out there because everybody wants to twist it and basically create a whole bunch of twisted narratives, right? New talking points, and confuse the rest of the damn country. Now, the administration also stated that in a case of these CPSC firings, right, President Trump decided to remove 3 commissioners who would otherwise make up a majority of the CPSC and whose actions, since they're punitive, there we go. Gotta get the words in there right there, Savage. Reinstatement only underscore their hostility to the president's agenda. The district court's order effectively transfers control of the CPSC from President Trump to 3 commissioners who had been appointed by President Biden. Wow. Did anybody know that? They don't want to bring that up. God forbid. God forbid the left will lose their entire talking point base on their networks. Now, even though President Trump now holds the mandate of the people to exercise the executive power, he does have that position to do so, folks. Now, there is a clip here I want to plug here before we lose time with Judge Judy now giving her thoughts of President Trump. Check this out, guys. Judge Judy here.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
What do I think of him? I think he was a good businessman, a real estate guy, and he was certainly terrific on The Apprentice.
What do you think of him as president of the United States?
I don't think that Donald ever should have been president, and I don't think that even Donald thought he was going to be president.
Judge Judy weighing in her comments on that. She thinks he's a good businessman, but yet she does not believe that he is fit to be the commander-in-chief of our military and the president of the United States of America. Why is that, Judge Judy? He's proven that his policies are very beneficial to America, including this recent bill of the Big Beautiful Bill. He's proven that. He's proven that these tax cuts are effective. He's proven that these policies that are going to help and also benefit the American people and the blue-collared worker, for that matter, people that live paycheck to paycheck, are going to work. No tax on overtime, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security. How is that not beneficial? You know what people are doing right now? They're screaming out to the streets right now saying, I'm getting free extra $100 on my paycheck this Friday because there's no tax on fucking tips or overtime. That's what they're doing, folks. They're in joy right now. I mean, wake up, people. Wake up. Wake the hell up. Understand. You got people like Judge Judy, and then you got Peppermint Patty, Jen Psaki, saying that Democrats are ready as Trump is bullying risk Republicans and losing control of this. How is he losing control of the Senate? If they came to the table and negotiated right, you'll start seeing things come out and play the correct way. Now, going back to what I was saying before with this consumer safety issue, which I said briefly here in the episode, a judge is now blocking Trump's firing of 3 consumer safety members. Well, if they are showing mishandling of their roles, they have to go. It's simple as that, folks. They have to go. Now, a federal judge has blocked the terminations of 3 Democrat members of the Consumer Product Safety Commission after they were fired by President Trump in his effort to assert more power over independent federal agencies. How is he? I love how they put these little fucking jabs in their damn articles. His effort to assert more power? It's not power. It's accountability. Get it right. Learn the difference. Also who wrote this fucking article? Newsmax. Yeah, they're blackpilling in the last coming of months into the last year. They've been blackpilling on a lot of different articles, you know. The commission also helps to protect consumers from dangerous products by issuing recalls, suing radical companies, and more. Trump announced last month, folks, that his decision to fire these 3 Democrats on the 5-member commission, and he states they were using mishandling and misconduct of their positions of role. And they were also serving 7-year terms after being nominated by former President Joe Biden, which President Trump did put on side notation with that, if you guys weren't well aware of that. Now, after suing the Trump administration last month, which this commission decided to do, as well as the federal judge that is implemented back this into open case, the firing of commissions received a ruling in their favor last Friday. It will likely be appealed. Now, the attorneys for the plaintiffs also agreed and argued that the case was clear-cut, meaning that the federal statute states that the president can fire commissions for neglect of duty or maleficent in office, but for no other cause, allegations that have been made against the commissioners in question. Sounds like somebody's trying to underneath the rug, folks. That's what it seems like. Attorneys for the Trump administration asserted that the statute is unconstitutional because the president's authority extends to dismissing federal employees who exercise significant executive power. According to the court filings, U.S. District Judge Matthew Maddox also agreed with the plaintiffs, declaring their dismissals that are unlawful. He also previously denied the request for a temporary restraining order, which folks would have reinstated them on an intern basis. Now, the decision, folks, came just days after the U.S. Supreme Court's conservative majority declined to reinstate board members of the two independent agencies, which also endorsing a robust view of the presidential power. Now, in his written opinion that was filed Friday, Maddox also presented a more limited view of the president's authority, finding no constitutional defect or defect in that matter and the statute that prohibits such terminations. He ordered that the plaintiffs be allowed to resume their duties as product safety commissioners. Now, this ruling, folks, also adds to a larger ongoing legal battle over a 90-year-old Supreme Court decision known as Humphrey's Executor, which was a case from 1935. So, today's opinion more or less states this on the show. Was President Trump right in his own nature by inserting his executive powers as president to remove these commissioners for neglect, mishandling of their positions in their role? Or was he doing what the Democrats say he does? He's showing irresponsibility as president. Those are my thoughts today, folks. Remember, guys, you can check us out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Audible, anywhere you hear a podcast for that matter, on 20-plus platforms. We're constantly growing, including our Tuesdays new format on Podbean. That's right, guys. If you check us out on Podbean at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we go live, myself and Rageful Joe. Tremendous opportunity right there. Or you can check our live stream out on Twitch, X, or Rumble. Just search The Savage Unfiltered Show or Savage Unfiltered. We pop up in so many different ways. And you can be part of the show, guys. If you're on Podbean, you can call into the show, weigh your opinion on it, or you can weigh in your opinion with the comments here with our live stream on X, Rumble, or Twitch, guys. I'm Savage. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. It's been a pleasure. Make sure you hit that like and follow button on all your platforms or anywhere you hear a podcast for that matter. Thank you very much, guys. Leave us 5 stars. You know what I have. I have to say this stuff, right? It's part of the program. And that being said, guys, take it easy. I'm going to get going. I'm going to go grab some lunch because it's getting late in the day and I'm fucking starving. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one.
This had been a Truth Productions media episode. Thank you for listening.